I am a huge fan of Andrew Price, aka Blender Guru. I followed so many of his tutorials, including the famous donut one, and even made some of my own models. It's all thanks to him that I learned Blender. That is why in this video I hope to better explain cryptocurrencies and NFTs to Blender Guru and his audience. If you're getting into cryptocurrencies in 2021, that means you have about 10 years of history and knowledge to catch up on. Bitcoin started in the late 2000s, and while I won't bore you with the details, just know that every year you aren't in the know about crypto means that you are behind one more year. This is because cryptocurrencies as a space is always changing, innovating, coming up with new things, and moving to different technologies. Right now, the hot thing in crypto is NFTs, or non-fungible tokens. Last year, it was DeFi, or decentralized finance. In order to understand NFTs, you have to first understand Ethereum. And to understand Ethereum, you need to learn about Bitcoin and the blockchain basics. So you always have to have a basic idea of the previous innovations in order to understand the new ones. At the start, Blender Guru describes the blockchain as existing in the cloud somewhere. All a blockchain is a computer network that can be connected to by nodes. Each node is operated by a computer. So if you wanted to create a Bitcoin node, you could run software, such as Bitcoin Core, and connect to the blockchain and be a part of running that computer network. Each node itself validates other nodes and their transactions on the blockchain. That's why it's possible to transfer Bitcoin between wallets. The nodes on the blockchain are validating those transactions on the Bitcoin network. There is also crypto mining, which means that miners get Bitcoin for decrypting part of the blockchain, which turns into Bitcoin where they can be moved around the blockchain network through transactions validated by nodes. It's not too important to understand how cryptocurrency is mined. Some cryptocurrencies don't have mining at all, and that's what we call a pre-mined coin. It's more important to understand that nearly all cryptocurrencies are just giant computer networks operated by anyone that connects to it via a node. That's why we call it decentralized. No single entity controls the blockchain, therefore no single person can stop the blockchain. Just because one Bitcoin node is offline doesn't mean the entire network stops working. Although it's hard to say exactly how many nodes there are, we can be safe to assume that there are at least 10,000 of them at any given time. Some estimates say that there are over 70,000 of them. That's an overview of Bitcoin. Now let's talk about Ethereum. Ethereum is a platform for other cryptocurrencies to be built on. This means if I wanted to create a Blender Guru token, aka Guru, then I could do that. I would do this by deploying something called a smart contract to the Ethereum network. Smart contract is just a term used for the code behind a cryptocurrency that is deployed onto Ethereum. It's the way these cryptocurrencies are created on Ethereum. They are also called ERC20 tokens, which is a reference to the technical name for the protocol that Ethereum uses. Because the smart contract is code, you can put all kinds of functionality into the token itself. Think of it like scripts in Blender. For example, maybe we wanted to put a random number generator into our token, so we could have the Guru token also have the capability to generate random numbers through the smart contract code. This capability is why some tokens built on Ethereum are very valuable. For example, Chainlink, which has an incredibly strong code base which allows their token to do oracle operations and verifiably random ones. I won't explain Chainlink here because it's a very in-depth and complicated topic. Ethereum as a token is also used to pay transaction fees for when you move assets. For example, if I wanted to send you 20 Chainlink, I would have to pay in Ethereum in order to move the 20 Chainlink. These transaction fees are often referred to as gas fees. Now that we know about Ethereum and that people can put their own tokens onto it using smart contracts, we can now talk about NFTs, or non-fungible tokens. One of the many goals of many cryptocurrencies is the ability to attach digital assets onto the blockchain and also to transfer these digital assets between wallets. Meaning, if I put a picture onto the blockchain, I could transfer this picture around the blockchain just like I could move around tokens. These digital assets are called non-fungible tokens. meaning that the token itself can't be changed. Fungible in our context means changeable, and in this case, the token itself can't be changed, meaning that the NFT picture that we want to move around the blockchain can't be modified by anyone ever. This is a really big idea because if you can create digital assets that can't be modified by anyone after the creation, you are creating a permanent object in that blockchain. What I'm really saying is that if I was to email you this picture, then you can easily modify it yourself after receiving it. You can change the color of it, modify the size, you can even delete it yourself. However, you can't do that if it's an NFT residing on a blockchain, meaning that the permanent version of that digital asset is always going to exist as it was created on that blockchain. It also provides a proof copy, so to speak. So even if you're downloading and sending art through the internet, you can always check to make sure if you have the real version of that picture by going to the blockchain and verifying it to the NFT. Now that I've explained the abstract concept behind NFTs, let's use real-world examples and how they could have benefited if they used NFTs. I'm sure you are familiar with the fresco painting Behold the Man. You can see that it has damage. In 2012, a restoration attempt was botched creating this abomination. If this painting was created as an NFT, we could have had the original. Of course, technology didn't exist back then, but my point is that NFTs can be used to create an original that is resistant to change. If Behold the Man had been created as an NFT, we would know what the original was like. For digital art, let's use the often satirized right-wing artist Stone Toss. Now please don't get offended, I'm only using him as an example. Recently his comics have been modified to include references to Among Us, a popular video game. So much so that now people don't even know if it's an edit or not. Now one might say I can just go to the artist's website to see what the original was. However, you might not be able to because the artist can take down his art. He can also modify and re-upload his art at any point in time. So without a piece of digital art becoming an NFT on a blockchain, it is fundamentally impossible to tell what the actual original was. You can also use tools like Internet Archive and Wayback Machine, but even then sometimes they're going to miss something, and they even honor takedown requests so you can never be certain. Comparing downloaded digital art to its NFT form on a blockchain is the only way you can prove that the copy of the digital art is its original form. Creating an NFT means you are creating a proof copy, so to speak. So that explains why someone would want to create an NFT, but why would someone want to buy one? In the video, Blender Guru says that the purchasers of the NFTs get nothing other than the ability to say that they own the NFT. However, this isn't true. You can also resell the NFT. The NFT itself becomes a speculative asset, meaning if I buy world famous art for 1 million, I can later sell it for 3 million. Although this is just speculative value, it gets better. The creator of the NFT might include extras that go along with the purchase. For example, 3LAU, I don't know how to pronounce his name, sold his album as an NFT with the promise that whoever bought can collaborate with him on a new single. And that's right, it's not just digital art, it's digital anything. Anything digital can become an NFT, even this video. I could create this very video as an NFT and sell it over a blockchain. You can even sell things like insurance, copyrights, raffle tickets, anything digital. Personally, I see trading cards as being incredibly valuable. There's already a few games being created to use NFT trading cards. I hope this outlines why NFTs are valuable, but let's talk about some negatives. Some NFTs are worth crap. Terrible Facebook memes will not fetch any buyers. You also need to be aware of scammers. Although you might think you are buying an original art from Banksy, it could just be a clone and worth nothing. If you're buying complex NFTs like insurance, be sure that the promise is enforceable through the blockchain. I know this might be a little bit too complicated, but just because someone promises something in the NFT doesn't mean they have to do it, so make sure that their promise is enforceable. Creating NFTs is not a cheap endeavor. Ethereum gas can be super expensive, upwards of $50. So if you're creating art, you need to be aware that it's going to have an upfront cost to put your work onto the blockchain. Another fear in using NFTs is that in a few years, your NFT may not be valid because of the blockchain it was used on. A blockchain has to be used in order for the NFTs to be considered valid. If everyone packs up and moves to a different blockchain, then the ones that are left behind kind of just, are wasted. We don't really have too much to worry about because we're mostly on Ethereum, but this is a problem that is far off, maybe in 10, 15, 20 years. And it's a problem that will likely be solved, so I'm not really too worried about it, but it is something to consider. That's all the downsides that I see to NFTs. Now, where do you go and buy these things? You have to use marketplaces, and there's a lot of them. There's Rarible, Super Rare, OpenSea, Nifty Gateway, Atomic Assets, and more. Right now, I see Rarible and OpenSea being the most popular, but we are in the very beginnings of the craze, so please do your own research and find the platform that is right for you. Blender Guru also mentioned Tulip Mania in his video. Everyone has compared tulips to cryptocurrencies. They have been doing it for the last 10 years. Every single time, they have been proven wrong. Cryptocurrencies as a technology is inevitable. A better comparison is the dot-com bubble, as there will be winners and losers of emerging technology. You can't think of cryptocurrencies as a stock, think of it more like an internet network-based product. It's something you can use. None of this is financial advice, of course, but you can see clear winners exist in Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's not to say this won't change in 10 years, but what I'm saying is that cryptocurrencies and the mania surrounding it will never really go away, it will just change to different cryptocurrencies. Right now the mania is NFTs, but last year it was DeFi. I won't explain it in this video, but decentralized finance is still going strong today and innovations are made all the time. They just aren't the hot topic to talk about right now because it's not new. Blender Guru also asks what is tangible value and brings up the reference to gold. I'm not going to bore you with all the reasons why precious metals such as gold, silver, and platinum hold value, but I'll just say that the reason these hold value is because you can't create them out of thin air. A government can't whip up gold like it can whip up dollars. It's too hard to explain in a concise video, but know that there is a self-fulfilling prophecy to any asset that gets an agreed upon value. What I'm saying is that once people believe an asset has value, and more of that asset can't be created, then the value of that asset will always hold simply because the existing group already believes it has value. Kind of like what happened for Bitcoin. More and more people used it, so it was inevitable that it gained value. Now that it has value, and so many people have it, it can never lose its value. The reason why the Tulip Mania did not hold is because it's not a finite asset. You can always grow more. And in fact, it's a destroyable asset, meaning the tulips can rot and just die. The reason why fiat currencies hold little value is because world governments are always printing more. So when we talk about the tangible value of an asset, any asset might go through a mania phase, but its real value will always appear after the fad is over. To answer Blender Guru's question about the donut NFT, I think you should make it. There are plenty of fans out there that would want to own that famous tutorial donut. Blender Guru also brought up environmental concerns with mining cryptocurrency. Ethereum mining and network validating is very expensive electricity-wise, so is Bitcoin. Really, you have to just understand that we are very early in technologies when it comes to this stuff. As time goes on, cryptocurrencies will find better and more energy-efficient ways of transacting things. So right now it's not the best, but we're always trying to improve. One last thing is that Blender Guru talks a lot about making money, making millions, and stuff like that. I'm not a financial advisor, but if you're going into cryptocurrencies to invest and try and make money, be careful. It has an incredibly high risk attached to it. It's one thing to make art and publish it online, but it's a whole other thing to spend $1,000 or more on a token that is cheap that someone on the internet told you to buy. Last year, during the DeFi craze, someone bought a $4,000 hot dog token and then it crashed to $1. Cryptocurrency investing is really volatile and you really can lose all of your money, so I'm just saying, be safe. Don't do crazy and impulsive buys, do your research, and never buy into the hype. So that concludes my explanation of cryptocurrencies and NFTs. I hope this video helps you understand more about the crypto community. If you have questions, please let me know in the description. Anyone is welcome to reach out to me on Discord. My ID is also in the description. I'd be happy to help get you into cryptocurrencies as long as you use my referral links when signing up for exchanges. If you're an artist and would like some help selling your NFTs, I can assist with that as well. Thanks for watching.